If your cat sleeps on your chest, they may be giving you one of the rarest signals a cat can offer a human. Think about that moment carefully. The way they settle in, the tiny weight against you, their breathing slowly matching yours. It feels comforting, maybe even ordinary if it happens often. But here's what most people never realize. That choice. It's incredibly intentional. Your cat could sleep almost anywhere. The foot of the bed, the chair in the corner, a quiet hidden spot no one can reach. But instead, they choose you, your chest. And hidden inside that decision is a message your cat has probably been repeating for years, without you ever fully understanding it. By the end of this, you'll see that moment completely differently. And honestly, it changes the way you think about your bond with them. If you enjoy understanding your cat on a deeper level, make sure you subscribe, because this is one of the most powerful behaviors they have. Now let's answer the big question. Why your chest of all places? Chapter 1. The Heartbeat Connection. Your cat knows your heartbeat better than you think. That sounds dramatic, but it's true, and it explains exactly why your chest becomes their chosen resting place. Because when your cat lies there, they're not just looking for warmth. They're tuning into rhythm. A rhythm their brain begins associating with safety, calm, and stability. Think about what your cat experiences in that moment. Your breathing slows. Your body stays still. Your heartbeat creates a soft, repeating pattern beneath them. To humans, it fades into the background. To a cat, it becomes information. Predictable, steady, reassuring. Now picture your cat curled against your chest late at night. Eyes half closed, body relaxed, paws tucked in close. Every rise and fall of your breathing gently moves them. Every heartbeat creates another tiny signal that says, nothing is wrong. You're safe here. And here's what makes this even deeper. Long before domestication, animals survived by learning which rhythms meant danger and which meant calm. Fast breathing, sudden movement, irregular motion. Those things signaled stress. But a slow, steady heartbeat? That meant safety, stillness, rest. So when your cat repeatedly chooses your chest, they're not making a random comfort decision. They're returning to one of the most biologically calming signals in their environment. You. And once you understand that, that quiet moment where your cat falls asleep against your chest stops feeling small. Because it's not just cuddling. It's regulation. Trust. A living creature syncing itself to your rhythm. Because your presence makes their nervous system feel safe enough to fully relax. But the heartbeat is only the beginning. Because there's another reason your cat chooses that exact position. And it reveals something even more personal about how they see you. Studies on early kitten development show that kittens imprint on their mother's heartbeat. The warmth, the vibration, the steady thump that means you're protected. Now, this isn't just because you're warm or soft. And it's not because you're in the way. It's because to your cat, your heartbeat feels like home. Cats actually imprint on the sounds and rhythms of the humans they trust most. Almost like creating an emotional map of their favorite person. So, when your cat settles on your chest, especially if they choose you over anyone else in the room, they're saying, you're my safe space. And here's something you've probably noticed. They relax faster there, don't they? It's because they're syncing up with you without even thinking about it. But that heartbeat connection is only the beginning. If you've ever felt them curl in a little tighter during stressful times, well, there's a deeper reason for that, too. Chapter 2. The Security Check-In. Your cat's emotional barometer. Picture this. Your cat climbs onto your chest like they're settling into the captain's seat of a tiny furry spaceship. Right above your heart, right where you can't ignore them. It looks adorable, but it's actually a quiet emotional check-in. Cats don't put themselves in vulnerable spots unless every instinct in their body says, I'm safe here. And your chest, that's prime real estate. It's the same place bonded cat pairs choose when they enter what researchers call social sleep, a behavior reserved only for relationships built on real trust. Now, this isn't just comfortable sleeping. It's connected sleeping. Cats will do this more during life changes, stress, or when their routine feels off. Think about a recent move, a new pet, or even you coming home later than usual. If they've been seeking your chest more often, it might be their way of asking, are we okay? You're still with me, right? And when they nestle in and finally let their body go slack, that's your answer. They feel anchored again. But there's another layer they use to strengthen that bond. One you can't see at all, even though it's happening right on your skin. Chapter 3. Scent Exchange. A silent conversation. Have you ever wondered why your cat head boops you right before settling on your chest? It's not random. It's the start of a whole invisible conversation you're not seeing, but absolutely feeling. When your cat presses their face against you or curls right into your collarbone, they're actually sharing scent in one of the most intimate ways cats communicate. Cats claim the things they love with scent, but not in a territorial this is mine kind of way. More like your family, and I want us to smell like we belong together. Scientists call these facial pheromones, tiny chemical signals released from glands in their cheeks and chin. In plain language, it's their version of a warm introduction, a gentle signature they leave only on places and people they trust deeply. When they sleep on your chest, the scent exchange becomes even stronger because you're warm, still, and close to their face. To them, it's the perfect moment to say without a sound, "You're part of my world." And if you've ever noticed a little head boop right before they settle in, that's basically your cat saying, "Let's sync up." Because once that silent conversation starts, another layer kicks in, one your body participates in without you doing anything at all. Chapter 4. Temperature plus Rhythm. The Comfort Chemistry. Here's a wild truth. Your body is basically the perfect cat calming machine. Not kidding. To your cat, your chest is this magical combo of steady heat, gentle movement, and a breathing pattern that feels like a built-in lullaby. Cats are drawn to warmth because their bodies naturally run a little hotter, and your chest gives them a stable heat source they don't have to chase around the house. But it goes deeper. Scientists call it co-regulation, which is just a fancy way of saying that your calm helps your cat's calm. When you breathe slowly, your chest rises and falls in a predictable rhythm. And many cats will actually time their settling, stretching, or curling to match that pace. If you've ever noticed them tucking in right when you exhale, that's exactly what's happening. Some breeds lean into this even more. Ragdolls and Burmese because they're Velcro-level affectionate, and Sphynx cats because they're tiny heat seekers with big hearts. And sure, sometimes warmth-seeking becomes clinginess, but gentle boundaries can redirect that without breaking the bond. And yet, warmth and rhythm still aren't the whole story. There's one more layer, an exception actually, that every cat parent should know before assuming it's all love. Chapter 5. When it's not a love message. Important exceptions. Here's a strange thought. If cats wrote Yelp reviews about their humans, a sudden spike in chest sleeping would be the one-star warning sign. Sounds ridiculous, but it's directionally true. Because while chest sleeping is usually pure affection, there are a few important exceptions you should know about. Sometimes cats use your chest as an emotional alarm system. If they're anxious, bored, or stuck in a nighttime cycle where they need stimulation, they may suddenly glue themselves to you, not out of bonding, but out of uncertainty. A sudden shift from never does this to won't stop doing this can signal that something in their world feels off. Maybe you moved furniture, changed your work schedule, or brought home something with a strong scent. Cats hate unpredictability, and you're their safest constant. There's also the medical angle. People love to exaggerate. Yes, cats can pick up on changes in our routine, scent, or stress levels. And sometimes they respond by sticking closer. But it doesn't automatically mean they're detecting illness. It just means they're noticing you. If chest sleeping ever becomes disruptive, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just information. And once you understand the message, you can do something even better with it. Strengthen the bond intentionally rather than accidentally. Chapter 6. How to strengthen the bond if your cat does this. Here's a bold truth. Your cat has already done 90% of the bonding work. Now it's your turn to meet them halfway. When a cat sleeps on your chest, they've opened a door most humans never even realize is there. And the cool part, you can gently nudge that door open even wider with a few simple habits. Start by creating a tiny bonding zone before bed. Nothing dramatic, just a minute of slow blinks, soft voice, maybe a couple of gentle strokes around the cheeks where their scent glands are. That tells them, "I'm here and this moment is safe." And when they choose your chest, try not to shift abruptly. Cats notice those micro movements. Consistency builds trust. If you need space, sometimes give them an alternative. A warm blanket by your side, a small pillow near your shoulder, something that still feels like you. Predictable routines help two cats love knowing what's coming next. Try a little experiment tonight. Give your cat one slow blink right before they settle in. You'll be surprised how much that tiny gesture deepens the moment. And once you start noticing these micro connections, The final message they've been trying to tell you becomes crystal clear. Chapter 7. What your cat has been trying to tell you. Confession time. Most people completely underestimate what a cat is saying when they choose their chest. But you, after everything you've just learned, you can finally see the moment for what it really is. One of the clearest, most intentional love messages a cat can send a human. Chest sleeping isn't random. It's trust. It's safety. It's emotional connection wrapped in warmth, scent, rhythm, and years of instinct saying, "This human, this one right here, they're mine." When your cat curls up on your chest, they're choosing the place where your heart is loudest and your presence feels the strongest. That's not a coincidence. That's a privilege. So, the next time they climb onto you, settle in, and let out that tiny sigh, you'll know exactly what's happening. You'll understand the invisible conversation, and you'll feel the bond in a way you might not have noticed before. I'd love to hear your story. Does your cat do this? And what do you think they're trying to tell you? Drop it in the comments. And if you enjoyed learning the meaning behind this behavior, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights into your cats.